We do this segment called Haiku, Your Milieu. It was actually suggested by someone here tonight. Amy Lazzaretti came up to me and said, that's right, she deserves a round of applause. Yeah. She said, she told me her haiku, and I said, you know what? I want people I know and love to get up on this mic and not write a song, but say something that echoes back to a haiku. And in that spirit, Haiku, Your Milieu was born. And right at this very moment, Mark Guarino is probably making his way to the stage. Is he? What? He's here. This is such... Get out here. Here's Mark Guarino, everybody. Come on. Another entry in the category of someone who spends his life making other people look awesome. Don't you want to hear what Mark has to say for himself? I do too.
You really don't.
With no further ado, Dr. G.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. What an incredible night of A-list talent here. This is incredible. And every night of A-list talent, you need a moment to bring it down. This is the one. This is it right here. It'll come back up later. You got Steve Frisbee coming up. They're all coming back. But boy, thanks for having me. And I can't believe I'm standing in a stage with Gerald Dowd behind me, like I'm about to sing a song or something. Got John Abbey here and Alton. It was amazing. But I'm not going to sing a song. You're welcome. Okay, so I before I start, I want to kind of acknowledge that I wasn't looking forward to this weekend, not because I'm standing here, but because, today was an anniversary. My father died a year ago today, and I was not looking forward at all to today. And then I got an email from Jenny a couple of weeks or months ago and asking me to be a part of this, and I looked on the calendar and I realized what that date was, and so I got to thank her for having me because it's such a great room to be in, and a lot of people who I really genuinely admire here, and so it's in that way it was a real blessing, and because my only plan was to stay home and watch Ingmar Bergman films alone, so really this is so much better. So. And on top of that, I had no idea what a haiku was at all, and I had to go Google how do you write a haiku, and I read Jenny's book that helped as well. So these are beginner haikus, and then once I started writing, it was I couldn't stop writing haikus, and it was like I wrote the Ulysses of haikus. So I think it's going to fill the 5 minutes. It might go 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Gerald, you're welcome to do any sort of brushwork or anything you want to do behind me. Beatboxing. That's whatever. Whatever, yeah. Yeah, all you guys. John, you're happy to, yeah. Alton, please. All right. I have to put on the old man glasses here. Please don't laugh at me. Usually I wear these alone. No one watches me when I put on these glasses, but now it's in front of a room full of people. Okay, so these were kind of beginner haikus, and the great thing about writing is once you start writing and you keep going, things start happening, and then it leads you in paths you didn't know, and this kind of led me to a moment in my life that I had an incredible experience with somebody who many of you might know, and I'll stop talking. Haikus. I hate idiots. Yet sometimes that describes me. Myself, I, and me. I cringe in mirrors, disbelief that thing is me. I pledge myself to forget. I start something new, a daily skin regimen. A friend insisted. She said, that person with strangely glowing baby skin, it is all products. A skin regimen, I loved the sound of that phrase since I heard it said. Fashion designers don't know goddamn about men. 1% of us are slim. Right? I'm sick of it. I can't understand why the Scottish band Travis never made it here. Coldplay made it here. But not the Scottish band, not the Scottish Travis. That makes little sense. I made strange friends with crypto guy Sam Bankman-Fried. This is true. It was short but sweet. Another friend I made, the German shooter who shot John Paul George Ringo. I interviewed her. The next day we drove downtown. Beatles in leather. I fell in love with Astrid's photos in a book. I was a young boy. In fact, now I think her black and white photo, first woman I loved. Now she was here and in my car, a Ford Escort, the 1990s. I loved her portrait of herself in the mirror, in black and white with a reed. No woman cooler. To this kid, her stare simple and pure and assured. Stuart Sutcliffe, she loved him and he stayed. Talentless bassist. He died. She grew old. Her photos a raw moment before the world changed. The paperback I bought, Astrid of Mystery, Beauty, I stared at for hours. Existential, German kids and British boys, fun and ambition. Now, decades later, I'm showing her Chicago in a Ford Escort. Lunch at Navy Pier. I cringe in mirrors thinking about my bad choice. She likes basketball and wants to see the statue of Michael Jordan. Me and Astrid, Pixie Astrid of my youth, at Michael Jordan. George is still a friend, she told me on the highway. Gardening, he will call. Oak Park, no big deal, she said as we drove through it. We had coffee and rest. I don't understand embarrassing Beatles fans. I never leave the house. In Hamburg, still home, my mother's house, I'm still there, she said while we sipped. Only George will call. I watch satellite TV to get the games. I listened to her thinking those photos of rubble, of leather, dirt, in that they were friends, posing in black and white. Only George will call. Friends and one lover, the dead Stuart. Until then, it all went away. Astrid wrote to me. She thanked me for our day and invited me to Hamburg. I feared of being embarrassing Beatles fan in Astrid's eyes. Thank you. Yeah.